Hello, this is Brad Harvey with Harvey Investment Management with our second quarter 2025 market update. Certainly, the second quarter saw a lot of different things going on. We're continuing with some of the political turmoil. We're seeing tariff news. We're seeing conflict in the Middle East. We're seeing all kinds of different things going on in the news. But let's focus in on what's going on with the overall economy and with our investments in general. The Dow Jones Industrial Average year to date is actually up 3.56%, and it was up 4.95% just in the second quarter. The S&P 500 was up 10.53% in the second quarter and up 5.42% year to date. The Nasdaq 100, the Triple Q, was up 17.64% in the second quarter and up 7.9% year to date. Now keep in mind, those three indexes are actually very, very close to their all-time highs. And we certainly ended the second quarter on a relatively high note. The Russell 3000, which remember is an all-cap broad U.S. stock index, was up 10.53% in the second quarter, which brings them up to 5.01% year to date. Unfortunately, small caps are trailing. They were up 8.11% in the second quarter, but down 2.47% year to date. The non-U.S. markets actually a highlight for the first time in a while. Second quarter, the non-U.S. developed markets were up 9.37%, which brings them up 18.23% year to date. And the emerging markets in the second quarter up 10.41, but year to date up 15.35. So certainly seeing a little bit of rotation and strength there. I will get into that in just a minute because I think most of that is driven by a falling dollar. In terms of the bond markets, virtually dead flat. We've seen the 10-year Treasury yield kind of all over the place, but year to date it's still down 7.5%, and the Barclays aggregate average, again pretty flat year to date, it's up 2.37%, not including dividends. Long Treasuries for the second quarter down a little over 3%, and year to date up 1.05%, and long zeros, remember they don't pay dividends, they were down 5.36% in the second quarter, and down 0.62% year to date. What does that really mean? It means we're seeing interest rates moving around, and on the long end, we actually saw them going up a bit. And that's going to drive the real estate market a little bit. REITs, real estate investment trusts, second quarter down 1.63%, but year to date flat at minus 0.02. Broad-based commodities, this is the Goldman Sachs Continuous Commodity Index, in the second quarter was down 3.07, but year to date up 2.01. The highlight within commodities actually is gold. For the first time in a really long time, gold is showing very good signs of life. In the second quarter, it was up 5.79%, and for the year, up a whopping 25.9%. While at the same time, oil was down 8.95% in the second quarter and down 9.54% for the year. But the real news that's going on here is the US dollar versus a foreign basket of currencies. In the second quarter was down 7.09% and year to date down 10.76. Whether or not that trend continues, time will tell. I personally think the dollar is going to strengthen a bit as the tariff news starts to moderate and as interest rates start to figure themselves out. Inflation still not much of an issue. It's up about 2.8% year over year. We're going to see if that continues to moderate. Hopefully the Fed will see justification to lower rates a bit in September. I think that's likely, and that will help us to avoid a recession and give us some tailwind going into the next 12 months. So this is Brad Harvey with our second quarter 2025 update and Harvey Investment Management. Thanks for tuning in.